Hello Libras, welcome to your January 2026 reading. This month I was drawn to do a 3-card draw, so we're going to do 1 card per deck, tuning in with the Archangels, Angels, Guardian Angels, so your angelic entourage, coming in with a message for you, animal spirit guide that you're working with this part in your totem, and then a message from loved ones. So could be anyone that you loved on this side, person, pet, whatever fills that definition for you, for your loss, coming through for you here in a message. I do timestamp below, so feel free to jump ahead if you want to, otherwise we'll hang out and I'll just start sharing any initial impressions I get or experiences that I feel I recently had that are connecting in here to your reading to kick us off. So starting with the angels, we'll see how they want to kickstart us here, start you all in your new year. 2026 is here. Looks like you're going to get a pairing, so 3-card draw already out the window. I don't know if that's how you feel. How do I want to phrase that? Like, did 2025 feel like either a lot of games, you know, in terms of relationships, like maybe there was a lot of push and pull or tug of wars happening, so you just felt, you know, stuff going on, work, maybe there was feeling of delays, you know, lack of movement, I guess is the best way to say it. Or it could have felt like that, so you're kind of like, not so much welcome 2026 with delight, but more so welcoming 2026 with thank gosh, 2025 is over. I guess is the vibe, the energy I'm getting right now. And let's see how your loved ones want to welcome you in on this new year. Maybe they have something to brighten your day. I don't know why you feel like you need a little lift me up here, Libras. But we'll get into it. Add some charm, see what's emphasis each group wants to place on their messages to you. Okay, so they seem happy with this handful. Just go ahead, hover. Interesting, the fairy with sort of the ho-hum posture, you know, feet kind of dangling, you know, toes in the waters of the universe, head down, contemplative, not feeling like she's not overly crying, right? She's just kind of looking down, contemplative, or just not thrilled, quiet. Wow, and then we got a huge mess over here. What's going on? Is your family a little messy right now? What's going on? Okay, I guess the charms they want are in there. That's going to take me a little second to figure out what's happening there. Okay. I think I was talking about relationships, right, when I was shuffling the spirit animals? Because we got some kind of connection here, a deep connection, a deep bond that's going to be commented upon. I've already been talking about the kind of ho-hum fairy here. So here's the lift me up I was talking about. Libras, do you need a little pep talk here? And we've got the steps upwards, the upwards ladder from the angels and archangels, guardian angels. This beautiful star at the back. Okay, so let's see what the Okay. So we're gonna have a bit of a well, we're having a conversation over here. A little bit of a talking about this bunch of bananas, the family unit here. Okay. Get your butt over to someone's house. I don't know what this is. The Hawaiian flowers, all about peace, feeling of like contentment, like you know, this is what home feels like. Maybe this is a call home for some of you. Okay. Libras. We're going to start with the angels. You've got your fairy here, as I was saying in the intro, kind of sitting ho-hum on the edge of her moon, kind of ignoring this star at her back, not really noticing it yet. As I was saying, she's just dangling off, letting her toes kind of dip in the sea of the universe, right? Looking down, not really feeling anything, right? There's no real, in terms of like a major, you know, I'm definitely sitting on this side of the spectrum of emotion. You're just kind of like, meh, yeah. But you're not paying attention to this star here that the angels keep putting emphasis on my charm. Upward ladder, upward motion, looking up, maybe looking up at the stars, looking up at your guiding star, which is intuition, following your heart. What is your heart saying to you? And I wasn't just saying that because I was organizing the cards off camera into my thumb here, but you know, definitely have a matter of the heart here. Look at the feeling of the flower as well. Just this kind of lackluster. It could just be the winter blues. It is January, so we do fall into that slump, at least here in Canada where I'm based. We do call it winter blues. It's when the seasons tends to be the coldest, sky's more gray, you know, the wind's blowing, snow's piling up. But this feels more like kind of looking in, you know, or over at the family. So in the intro over here, your loved ones were initially making me feel like a call home, a pull home. And then your archangels here talking about. So maybe this is something you've been contemplating, thinking about. Maybe that's where that's why your posture is here. That's why you're kind of looking down. You're in quiet thought. You know, should I be heading home? Should I be reconnecting with this group? Whatever home is, because we have a lot of home environments. So don't only make this think. Don't only think of like family. This could be your network of friends that you just haven't been connecting with or in the mood to connect with lately, and you're like wondering like, oh, how are they going to receive me if I reach out now? Like I've kind of been, you know, cold, right? Shut off, quiet. But look at the encouragement over here with the angels. You know, these fairies again, the fairies, and they chose a fairy charm. Look at them pulling you in, dancing, greeting you, kind of rushing in to pull the swords out here, right? Help you make the decisions even, if that's what you're looking for. The purple flowers, now they're falling down. So this to me is a message from the angels saying to you, like, shed any preconceptions you have of how you'll be received. Get rid of assumptions. Don't try to preconceive how events will unfold, and if they don't go that way, don't get flustered in the moment, angry in the moment. Like these purple flowers are like shedding those, getting rid of those, right? The fairies have already plucked those off you. Got rid of those, clean yourself of those, and now we'll help you with the reconnection, right? Each one of these swords being a decision, an action, could be a conversation, could be that first initial reach out, like here's how you approach, here's the order that you go in. You know, they'll intuitively guide you on, you know, now that you can see clearly, right, you're open to receive, like how do I go about this? You'll feel that intuitive internal knowing of, okay, this order or this group, and then this other couple, right? Like heart needs to be in agreement. And I feel like the mind is kind of holding you back right now. You think either you're not seeing things as they truly are, right? She's refusing to look at the star, refusing to acknowledge, kind of more focused on kind of what could happen, what will happen. Again, I get this feeling of shed all that, right? Don't try to force anything, just go with it. Go with that dance. Fluidity is kind of the approach here. Intuitive, follow your heart. Your heart is never direct. Maybe that's why over here I keep seeing like the stepping stones, right? Go with these two, and then this one, then this group, right? Kind of not all together, not one at a time. There's some kind of beautiful non-linear way to advance this. Maybe it's just shed any kind of linear thinking. Like if you're stuck on it has to be ABC, my plan has to go this way. Just try a different approach. Just try a different way. Just try eliminate one of the steps in your plan. Skip one. Or any belief, right? Shed any kind of belief. It has to be, again, one person at a time or in this specific order. There's some kind of preconception here you have. Next, with your animal spirit, which just shot at your loved ones. So this deep bond, this deep relationship knows not only the loved ones that have passed, but obviously the situation they're going to be speaking of. This is a strong supporter in your life. This is a go-to person. Could be your partner, your best friend, a confidant, a therapist, whoever you're being open, honest, authentic, vulnerable with. They're seeing it, knowing it all, and you trust them. You have that depth of confidence, trust together. It's not just one way here, it's both ways. So this animal spirit guide may actually be working with both of you, whether just through you, but just due to the depth of the bond. They may be helping the two of you, not ruin what you have due to this situation over here. Because that can happen. That can definitely happen, right? Losing your relationship from a situation. Okay. You have fox spirit. Think on your feet. Yeah, this is all about strategy, adaptability, creativity, ingenuity, resourcefulness. Connecting back to how do I approach this, right? How do I dance? How do I kind of be seen, right? Be heard, be seen over here. You're not part of the group. Currently just disconnected. But you'll figure it out. That's what the fox spirit here is, helping the two of you. Interesting that I said therapist, right? Because it's kind of like a counselor, guidance, a coach coming in here. Yeah, I'll help you figure it out. Don't worry, guys. It's not going to affect you. We can figure this out together, actually. I like how the feathers are dancing around the head, too, and I keep going like this. There's some lightheartedness, some jovialness that the fox spirit here is trying to bring through. I don't know if maybe you've lost that a little bit. Seeing dancing with the fairies, dancing with the fox. This is just a little dance. Now you have a beautiful 4-leaf clover here on the crown. This is good luck in terms of the power of your resourcefulness, the power of your ingenuity. Maybe it's the power of working together. Maybe you haven't even confided yet in this partner, in this confidant, in this coach, and they're trying to say, hey, this is the person you trust the most. Let them in. The power of the two of you, right? Your ingenuity, your resourcefulness. Maybe you just need a brainstorm session with them, right? Help me think this through. Again, quick on your feet. Let's think this through. And sometimes it happens to me often in conversation. you know, someone will say something and you just have like a, wait, hold that thought moment, because I don't want to lose my thought moment. I either need to pause right now so I can remember this, or I need to find a pen and write it down. I need to grab my phone and type it in, right? That might happen to you. You know, you start talking about it, you start opening up, and you might be like, hold it. I think what you just said that right there might work. Or they'll bring in the support you need, right? Don't go at it alone. Partnership, even your partnership has a partnership. So now we have layers of partnership, layers of support. You know, you don't have to go at this alone. Okay, so loved ones. Your group of charms here, telling a story of their own. Working together, your charms, right off the top, and in the intro I mentioned it, we're telling their own kind of message already to me before you even dive into the card from your loved one. So they're kind of placing some emphasis here on, I either said a return home, because the Hawaiian flower here is all about home. What makes, where are you at most rest, peace, happiness, joy? You smile, you're not worried, you're not anxious, right? What fills that definition as an environment? It's connected to a group of people, could be family, whatever fills that term of family, which can also be coworkers, friends, a team, a community, school, academics, right? Whatever it is, a social environment essentially, or a social group, because it's a bunch of bananas. Now we have direction here with the wind chime, and being heard, being seen with this charm. So let this group hear and see you to kind of find this peace is the other message. So don't stay quiet, don't stay behind the scenes, step out, you know, make sure you reconnect or connect, and that's where you'll find or receive your peace. So we'll see what the message is here from your loved one. So we have 3 of coins. Look at her, obviously drawing attention, right? She's banging her drums, playing her drums. She's shaking or showing off her kind of weapon, her tool, her resourcefulness. Dancing in your white and red. So white is my symbol of hope, peace, serenity, which is again echoing that flower. And she's singing, she's speaking, she's being heard, right? Announcing herself, arrival, here I am, here's what I have to say. You know, or you're invited to, right? I'm doing something new, I'm inviting you in because my partner says, hey, that's the best option, is let them see what you do, right? You know, they'll gain understanding, you'll you know, leave those expectations, right? It'll be well received, kind of thing. And then here you are, sort of the dueling masks here, right? The angry masks. So you're kind of catching their attention. They're paying attention. You know, they're the hot and cold. So you have emotionally here in terms of their tonality. So you know, this might be a group where there's someone who is very emotional of the heart, right? We know how those people are when they're feeling hurt, frustrated, angry, sort of how they react. And then you have the emotional one that is more reserved, quiet, defensive, shuts down. So 2 different energies here, but similar in terms of I need to connect, need to reach out, I need you to hear what I'm saying. But there's good favor here, the 3 of coins. So there's a connectivity here as well, just like the bananas. So you're a group. This is part of a group. It's a situation you're in, and a situation that looks like you need to kind of get more involved with if you're going to find sort of peace of mind. Seems like, you know, you need to share what you're thinking and saying with these individuals. You know, don't hold back, right? Be seen, bring it to them, and gain peace. So really beautiful opportunity here at the kickstart of your year to kind of set the tone, right? This beautiful balance for the rest of 2026. Definitely energy I'd want to sit in. You've got this wonderful double layer of sort of partnership support, deep bond that is definitely strengthened at this time. You know, very, very heightened connection, and the good luck of your ingenuity and your resourcefulness at this time in January. So this isn't just tied to this situation. This is in everything happening in your life, the way you're going to be able to approach it. And then over here we've got whatever this is that has you kind of quiet, contemplative, not really looking for anything new, or not really seeing the signs, right? Again, your angels are trying to show you a bright shining star. So trying to show you the opportunity, trying to show you the chance for you to take, trying to let you know now's the time, right? Trying to draw you in here. So, you know, lean into the power of your angels, which is your intuition. Shed any preconceptions, be more open-minded, be willing to go a different way. Same end goal, just different route.